watching a lot of modern horror at the moment here on my channel, so I decided to break it up a bit because we need a bit of insanity. And it's been a while since I actually watched anything from the 90s here on my channel. So of course, I decided to find the most insane and random out there thing that I could find, which of course led me to Rumpelstiltskin from 1995. But if you don't know anything about Rumpelstiltskin from 1995, let me quickly fill you in. Rumpelstiltskin from 1995 is a fairy tale horror comedy. In the 1400s, Rumpelstiltskin is imprisoned inside a small jade figurine. In modern-day Los Angeles, the recently widowed wife of a police officer with a baby in tow finds her way into a witch's shop and purchases the same figurine. Her wish to see her police officer husband killed in the line of duty frees the demonic creature who in return wants to claim the soul of her child. If you're new here, I go by Hordes, and if you're not new, welcome back. I talk about horror movies here on my channel on Mondays and Fridays, but as always, when it comes to watching movies that I've never seen before, I'm now going to go and watch Rumpelstiltskin off camera, so that way if you too decide that you want to watch the fairy tale horror movie from the 90s, nothing will be spoilt for you, because nobody wants to watch a movie that you've just watched somebody else watch from start to finish, and I keep it spoiler free here on my channel, because nobody, and I mean nobody, likes spoilers. I am now going to need all fairy tale characters when they exist in the real world to either drive motorbikes, semi-trucks, or in this case, both. Let's start with the plot. It opens with Rumpelstiltskin in the 1400s, just after he's done his turning everything into gold trick, trying to steal the miller's daughter's baby. And this ends up going horribly wrong, and a witch ends up trapping him inside a jade figurine. Once inside this jade figurine though, it turns out that Rumpelstiltskin can now grant wishes, but only one wish at a time. He's basically a magical genie at this point, but instead of rubbing his lamp, you rub his figurine, and voila, he then turns up in your house and grants you wishes, which is exactly what happens with our main character in this. She's called Shelby. She makes a wish to see her dead husband again. She gets one weird spicy night with a ghost or a Rumpelstiltskin in disguise. I don't know who that man is supposed to be. And then the next morning, Rumpelstiltskin is in a shower and is like, "You did the deed, now hand over me payment. Thank you very much."
You looking at me? Did you rub my lamp?
This entire movie's plot feels like it could be a filler episode of like the first 4 seasons of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Think episodes like Ted from season 2 or Dead Man's Party from season 3. Like, it's very much got that kind of like 90s vibes around it. Rumpelstiltskin as a character though feels a bit more like a sinister version of Leprechaun from the Leprechaun movies. Like, my memory of Leprechaun is very fuzzy. I haven't seen those movies in years. I should probably get around to rewatching them at some point because I just remember them being fun. But it turns out that the director that did Leprechaun is the same person that also did Rumpelstiltskin, so it's kind of got similar vibes, so that's what I can say about it. Rumpelstiltskin, though, is the best part of this entire damn movie. Like, the actor that plays him does such a good job. Like, he's such a likable villain, and that is not something that you get to say very often. Like, the way that he acts, the way that he behaves, he is the best. He's the best thing in the movie. And when he's not on screen, it is glaringly obvious that he deserves a better movie than what he's been put in. The rest of the characters just sort of there and meh, and I'll get onto them in a minute. The makeup department have done such a great job with how they've made him look. Like, that combination of the hunchback with the pointy ears and the nose piercings, like, we clearly have the same aesthetics when it comes to piercings, except I have 2 rather than 1. So I love him. Like, he deserves a better movie, and I'm saying that now. Like, this movie, it does not match up to how good a villain he actually is.
It's just a nose ring.
It's a gateway piercing.
He also has a catchphrase, which I cannot repeat because YouTube does not like me swearing that much. Like, so bear with while I try and keep this in YouTube-friendly terms. It's the ye olde version of F me when something goes wrong. Like, great catchphrase, and it just 100% matches his character. Our main lady, Shelby, she's fine. She's fine. She's fine. She's one of the better mums that I've come across in like 80s and 90s horror movies, because this lady is actually trying to protect her child after she accidentally made a wish to boink her dead husband, and voila, now you need to pay the bill. But the unfortunate thing is she only has 2 moods. She's either sad or hysterical. And she has a sister called Hildy who is so much better than Shelby is. Hildy is lovely. She's got like the most, like, she's lovely. She's lovely. I wish Hildy had been the main character because that would have been an entirely different movie. Like, Hildy is great. It's just a shame when you play second best to your sister and your sister's a side character. Max, played by Tommy Blaze, is one of those guys that you wish to never actually come into contact with ever in the real world. Like, he's one step away from being a pickup artist, but one of those pickup artists who, you know, has never touched a pair of chesty besties in their entire life and is telling men how to, like, pick up all the ladies, and the ladies are like, this guy is an actual joke. Like, he's that kind of character. Don't like Max. Like, they try and give him kind of a redemption arc in this, and I was not here for it. Like, once you start off being like a absolute slime ball, you know you're not getting redemption arc, my friend. He's played by a guy called Tommy Blaze, and a lot of the lines that he comes out with are like an extreme version of Frank West from the Dead Rising video game franchise. So I googled because I was curious to find out, you know, was there any kind of correlation? And I had not got on my bingo card that somebody from a 90s horror movie would then go on to write and star in, I kid you not, entries 4 and 5 in the God's Not Dead franchise. If you have no idea what the God's Not Dead franchise is, let me quickly fill you in on that. God's Not Dead is a franchise by evangelical Christians. The first movie is based on a book, and as the movies go on, they get progressively worse and more American flags pop up. It's basically about the Bible and the American flag. And I guarantee, if you can name a right-wing celebrity who has disgraced themselves and suddenly found Jesus, they will be making a cameo in the later movies of this franchise. I don't know if Tommy Blaze has disgraced himself in any kind of way because he doesn't even have a wiki page, but Melissa Joan Hart is in these movies, in the later ones, and I was so mad when I found it. I was like, how dare you? Like, how could you go from being in Sabrina the Teenage Witch to appearing in this? Like, what did you do to disgrace yourself? For a horror comedy, there's a lot of really dumb jokes in this that mainly revolve around different kind of cars and vehicles, and there's a lot of explosions in this as well. And I kind of think that the explosions are there to compensate for the fact that it's really not a funny movie in the slightest. Like, if we distract them by filling it with loads of explosions when Rumpelstiltskin isn't there so that they don't realise that the rest of the characters aren't very well written and the plot is kind of meh, maybe they'll just go with it. And to that I say, no, unfortunately your big explosions didn't actually work and your humour isn't actually that great. It also made me super aware with all the explosions that hardly anybody actually gets killed in this movie. This is an 18 rated movie, and besides the swearing and the spicy, boinky, sexy scene with the man that may or not be Rumpelstiltskin in disguise or a ghost, I don't know why this is an 18 rated, because out of all the characters that get killed, the only one that I can remember off the top of my head is Hildy, because, like I said, she's lovely and she deserves better. She is trying so damn hard to help her sister, and her sister is just so ungrateful about it. Like, no one dies in this movie, and I'm like, why? You had the chance to do some really cool, like, magical fairy tale inspired deaths, and we got none of it. Instead, I got Rumpelstiltskin and a really kooky witch lady throwing glitter at each other, which, again, was not on my bingo card for the year. Like, magical glitter, I kind of want some of that now, but yeah, no one dies in this. No, not really. I think 3 people. In the end, I am actually going to give Rumpelstiltskin from 1995 a 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's fine. It's fine for a single watch, like, horror comedy. If you've got nothing else to chuck on Rumpelstiltskin. I just think that this villain deserves a much stronger movie than what he's been put into. Half the characters I couldn't really care less about, but the scene with Rumpelstiltskin on the motorbike when he kills the biker is the best damn scene in the entire movie. Like, when he talks about getting a brand new vice immediately after his first kill and going into his second kill, I can't remember anybody dying after that. Best part of the movie, and that's around the halfway mark. Honestly, Rumpelstiltskin spends more time in this movie behind the wheel of various vehicles than he does removing the human objects out of his way to get the human baby that he's decided to claim because time to pay up, lady, thank you very much. But my opinion isn't the only one that matters, which begs the question, should you personally watch Rumpelstiltskin from 1995? If you'd like your horror movies flavoured with fairy tale villains, explosions, different types of vehicles, lovely home decor pieces, nose piercings, or anything that is listed here, you may like Rumpelstiltskin from 1995. So there you have it, my initial thoughts and my review for my first time watching Rumpelstiltskin from 1995. If you've also seen this movie, I would love to know what your thoughts and opinions are on it down in the comment section down below. And if you are interested in watching this, check the description bar because there'll be a link to justwatch.com like there always is, so you can find out where it is streaming in your country. If you would like to know where else you can find me, I am also over on Instagram and Letterboxd at HordesOfHorror, where I post every single movie that I watch, not just the ones that I talk about here on YouTube. But speaking of YouTube, I'll be back on Monday with something a little bit special because, believe it or not, on Monday it is my 2-year channel anniversary right here on YouTube, so I have been working on an enormous recommendations list. We're talking my A to Z of horror movie recommendations, 26 movies that I think you should watch coming on Monday. So until next time, bye.